In the world of Rorrimirror lived the monkeys. Their homes were built in the trees, in a place they called Top Shelf. The monkeys were very intelligent. Most would find it remarkable that these monkeys could talk, but in fact, their greatest achievement was found in the cultivation of kiwis. Given the fragile nature of the kiwi, one would think they should grow near the ground. But kiwis grown high in the treetops contain a special magic, and the monkeys had discovered this. The monkeys also discovered that Rorrimirror was suffering from a terrible famine. The monkeys harvested the kiwis, top shelf kiwis they were called, and the elephants delivered them to all the corners of Rorrimirror. The sun shone bright, the trees grew tall, but in the shadows of the forest crept a curious evil. The lemurs were very intelligent, but unlike the monkeys, they contained little wisdom. Paranoia thundered through them. "These magical kiwis," said the lemurs. "They are priceless. Everyone will need them. Thieves will take them. We will need walls and towers to protect what is ours." During the night, the lemurs whispered to the sleeping elephants, "Toss aside the monkeys, my brothers. Drop the kiwis. Carry timber and stone to shut out those who would betray us. Come alive into the night. Help us protect the kiwis." Walls were raised. A tower grew. A bubbling and rolling darkness festered in a pit at the foundation. It skulked in lightless paths and infected all who drew too near. Under the spell of their own fears, the lemurs took control of all the kiwis, their magic abandoned. And Rorrimirror, although awoken, endured nightmares.
From the tip-tops of the trees, supplying kiwis and bananas to every living thing in need. Their network served undisturbed, pathways road to road, in partnership with the elephants who carry their heavy loads. All was well until the Watchmen of the night assumed the throne. He had luck growing kiwis, usurped every tree and stone. Seized of the elephants to haul the rock, fed the flames with wood. His tower growing ever higher, destroying all the good. Limb by limb, the monkeys climb so high. The little creatures, that crazy look in their eye. Limb by limb, the monkeys climb so high. The little creatures, that crazy look in their eye. look in their eye. Limb by limb, the monkeys climb so high. The little creatures, that crazy look in their eye. Limb by limb, limb by limb, limb by limb, limb by limb.
A wise old monkey named Franklin, the last to retain the knowledge of the top shelf kiwi, lamented for Rorrimirror. He tended a small vine of kiwis high up in his tree. One day, while eating one of the magical fruit, a prophecy was passed into him. It said, "Humans will shake the foundations of this world, and the magic of the kiwi shall cycle anew. The walls that separate you will be broken." The prophecy traveled to the lemurs, who prepared themselves, and their instructions were lucid. Watch for the arrival of man. Take their lives.
We are the Nightwatchmen, and we sit up here in our watchtower. Our eyes are keen, our vision is mighty, our hearts are fueled by night, as black as coal. Our tower is ever watchful.
city, in a small fenced-in yard, lived a boy named Trig. Trig spent most of his days reading. Words were like the knocks of familiar friends at the door. The more Trig read, the more he yearned to reach his fingers through the page, to turn the knob, inviting his guests across the threshold. In the yard next door, another boy, Slevko, climbed his favorite tree. The view allowed for Slevko to see a golden horizon. The mystery of what lay beyond tugged at his mind like a kite string. How he wished to fly away, or maybe simply disappear through a hole in the fence.
Beyond his years, his mother always knew he'd cause her tears. He said there must be more to life than I now know. She made him promise to return, kissed his cheek and let him go. Slevko swore he'd rather die than to be alive and know he never tried. His spirit all dried up, he needed something new. Trig told Slevko, you should chase what you believe in too. Trig said, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I know enough to know that you should come along. Together they set out towards the city's edge. Their past was now behind them, their future lay ahead.
The sun was deflating, and before them stood an orchard. A voice echoed off the trees. Trig and Slevko entered to find a scarecrow. At least, it looked like a scarecrow. This scarecrow was alive. He held a kiwi in his hand, and a curious look painted his face. He seemed to be pondering where the kiwi and his newfound awareness had come from. Trig and Slevko approached and introduced themselves. They passed the kiwi around, each studying it in turn, all happily casting about theories as to where it came from. The moon and stars slowly appeared overhead. Soon, talk changed into sleep. slanted through the trees. The three travelers awoke to find that their world had changed. A vast forest now surrounded them, all familiarity gone. But a leafy path coaxed them along through the trees, and high in the branches, they noticed kiwis.
As their stare was fixed upon new heights, they saw something up above them moving, and squinted to bring into focus a monkey, frail and old, in his hammock swinging. They waved their arms, called up to him, "Hello there, sir, look down, we're over here." He climbed down to them, said, "My name is Franklin, and what brings you to Rorrimirror?" Slevko said, "We're searching, I cannot explain what for, we'll know it when we're there." Though Franklin knew why they'd come, though the boys were unaware. Knowing he had a little time, he insisted they not stay on the ground alone. With that he brought them one by one up into the canopy that was his home. Monkeys once shared their wealth, so all of Rorrimirror would prosper. And their top shelf made the highest grade to everyone the elephants would deliver. Then came some genetic split where greed and evil became trapped inside the lemurs. The Nightwatchmen, the lemur king, used all his force to build his tower higher. A man must throw a top shelf kiwi down in the pit inside the watchman's cave. The spell will break, an elephant shall be released, and the monkeys will be saved. I stayed alive just long enough, my time has come, but now I'm nearing death. Then Franklin's body disappeared, his soul rose up along with his final breath.
last words of Franklin echoed through the forest, Rorrimirror's fate had not yet been sealed. Trig, Slevko, and the Scarecrow now knew why they were here.
Check his head. Though his tower tumbled down, it left wildflowers all around. Whoever said Franklin's dead, perhaps he should check his head. Drop your satchel, search no more. Here's what you've been looking for. The four winds carried me and blew me safely home. I should have known the dew would roll away. I should have known to listen to the music play. In another time's forgotten space, your eyes looked from your mother's face. God will say if I ring the bell, save the child, time will tell. In another time's forgotten space, your eyes looked from your mother's face. You say I'm crazy, perhaps I am. Now we're back where we began. The four winds carried me and blew me safely home. I should have known the dew would roll away. I should have known to listen to the music play.
Trig, Slevko, and the Scarecrow celebrated Franklin's life with all of Top Shelf. Slevko climbed Franklin's tree and picked the finest kiwis he could find. He dropped them down to Trig, who put them safe inside his pack, leaving his books behind. Traveled the East Hills for days, and as they neared the lemurs' tower, their spirits began to slip. That evening, in an effort to raise courage, the Scarecrow began to dance about the campfire, and soon all three were joyfully leaping about the flames, which of course is a dangerous pastime for those made of straw. A spark caught the Scarecrow, and he was lit like a beacon. Trig and Slevko doused him as best they could, but the damage had been done, and soon a swarm of lemurs could be seen approaching. Knowing that his friends were in danger, Slevko dashed from the campsite toward the swarm. Trig could only watch from the shadows as the lemurs struck Slevko down. Convinced they had captured the prophesized human, they carried him away, and Trig stood alone. Trig's heart felt defeated, but he summoned the strength to stand. The clouds parted for an instant, and on the horizon, bathed in moonlight, he could see the lemurs' tower. Weary, Trig stumbled towards the tower's gate, and calling upon Slevko's courage, he entered.
Trig knelt down to the secret door and crawled toward the room where Slevko waited.
Like spiral stairs, the narrow hall did wind.
The candles on opposing walls lit the corridor as he passed by them.
The ones before would disappear behind.
Suddenly Trig froze with fear and the bricks beneath his hands began to rumble.
He could feel the monkey's spirit from within.
He carried on until he stood, blinded in the frame of the glowing doorway.
And then without a thought he entered in.
On the far side of the room, he saw Slevko in an iron dropped in all the kiwis from his sack. Oh, the spell now broken, Slevko free, they fled the evil land, each on an elephant's bare back.
The lemurs trembled and fled the tower. The elephants charged through the fortress walls, carrying Trig and Slevko all the way back to Top Shelf.
Slevko died trying like he always said he always would. The scarecrow played with fire, he never knew, he never should. Trig taught Slevko how to build a simple house up in the trees. He learned it from the monkey with his hammock in the canopy. He taught the most acrophobic sorts of men to live up high in the trees, and this is what he said to them. There's nothing like searching when you're sure of what you want to find. Find something you will, but never what you had in mind. Top shelf kiwi, please don't leave me now. Kiwi, kiwi, gotta get it out somehow. Top shelf kiwi, please don't leave me now. Kiwi, kiwi, gotta get it out somehow.
monkeys continued to grow kiwis in the tops of the trees, just as Franklin had taught them. With the prophecy now fulfilled, and the magical kiwis in abundance, Rorrimirror once again found happiness. Trig and Slevko lived in Top Shelf for a time, but one morning they awoke to find themselves back in the orchard where the scarecrow had once been. Home was now on the horizon, and in each one of their hands they held a kiwi.